Hi, welcome to our virtual meeting for being a project manager in this season's Send Me projects. It's a great service weekend and we're really glad that you are wanting to be a part and willing to put together a project for others in our church fellowship to have part in. We are glad and we want to go over a few things just so everybody's clear on what needs to happen over the next several weeks. Even though it feels like it's a long time, it's really not, and it'll go by very quickly. So the things that we talk about, you need to start tomorrow in doing, just to make sure that we have enough time to get our information to who it needs to get to, so we can get out to the people, so that they can know what they're signing up for, and everything works then like clockwork. We have a few things that we want to talk about in just a few minutes, of looking at how the weekend works and what's expected of you and what needs to happen over the next several weeks. So the first thing is how the weekend is going to work. We'll start with our sign-up Sundays that will be 3 weeks beforehand, and you'll need to be at the first 2 weeks of that. You'll be sitting at a table, taking names. I've got a sheet here that people will sign up, put their contact phone number and email, and then they'll be able to go from there. Sometimes we do childcare. This time we won't be shooting childcare, so this won't be on there. But you'll have your name, project, and location. People will then, as you've seen, around the atrium sign up for a project. Like I said, you'll need to be at the first two. The third one is just kind of a bonus week that we've built in. It's just the week right before. And that will only be for projects that still need a lot of people. We'll just have those out and about like that. Saturday comes, and if your project's Saturday, we'll have a prayer time at 8 o'clock. We expect you to be there for that, encouraging your whole team to be there for that. We go from 8 to 8:30, and then at 8:30, 8:45, you'll be meeting with your team and heading out to the project, and you just work it as you have planned. Doing the things that you've already discussed with the project leaders, and we'll just go from there. And take it as long as it needs, and having people then be just as excited as possible for it to be over, because of them seeing what God's done through their time. If it's Sunday, if you've early Sunday morning, that's your spiritual service of worship. There's some people who have done Feeding for Faith Mission that have they've made it back for the third hour of worship. They smell like bacon, but who cares? They've been out serving and now can come and truly worship, knowing that they've done what God has asked of them. So that's all exciting. So that's pretty much how the weekend works. Fairly self-explanatory and simple, but yet with a huge impact, I believe, not only in the hearts of the people of our projects, but also in our hearts as well. We have some expectations of you, the project manager. First thing is contacting your project, as well as collecting all the information that you can. Now this is vital. This is something that needs to start just as soon as you're done watching this, is getting a hold of the people or the organization that you're going to be working with, and having them give you as much detailed information as possible. Now, your Send Me leadership team person who's kind of helping you through should have sent you this packet of project planner sheets. The sign-up form is in that as well, just so you can have a look at it. This is the project planner. We need the project name, your name, cell phone number, location as best that you can give it to us, and times, what day it's on, just so we have everything for the brochure that will go in probably about 3 weeks before Send Me, just so we can have people making good decisions. And the more information you have, the more descriptive that you are, the better it's going to be for everybody, because then anybody can say, oh, here's what this project's about, and can go from there. So we're excited just about this kind of opportunity, because you become the front line, and you become the person who knows the most about the project because you're the one who's passionate about it. So we're excited about that. You determine how many people need to be a part of the project. How many, is it kid friendly? Is it using power tools? Is it outside? Is it inside? You're the one who's making all these determinations and giving those to us on your project planner sheet. We need for you to be present for sign-up Sundays. We'll have 3 of those, and first two will be, you'll need to be present for. The third one will just be, we'll have projects that really need a lot of people to sign up for them, and we'll make some determinations from there. So, but we need for you to be there for those, and you'll have a list of dates sent to you along with your project sheet of knowing when to have these kind of things turned in. As people sign up, people will sign up in 2 ways. They'll sign up out in the atrium, and they'll also sign up online in My Home. You will get, when somebody signs up in My Home, you will get their name and address, email address, phone number. So you'll be needing to get a hold of everybody who signs up after each sign up Sunday and after each week of saying, thank you for signing up for my project. We're so excited about what's going to be going on. We're meeting at this time. Don't forget the prayer meeting beforehand at 8 a.m. And we'll just, whatever other information you need to explain to that person, you can just crank out the same email to everybody. But that is vital that you get a hold of people as they sign up, because people really want to know and make sure that you know that they're coming and are a part. I think the other thing is to be ready for the day. Make sure that your supply list is complete and that it's been turned in on time. On the back side of the project planner sheet will be a supply list. There's 3 blocks. One is provided by project location. So if you're doing like Slate Hill School, they provide the mulch that we put down. And that's about it. So if that's what's happening, you put mulch here. Things that we need to find donations for, either by Lowe's or Home Depot or other people in the church. This will be added to that list that you normally see in the bulletin about week 2 or 3 in the information time. And then things that need to be brought by team members. Now for some, that is, you need to bring a pack of flowers. You need to bring a bag of bulbs. You need to bring socks, a pair of socks. You need to bring a sack lunch. These are the kind of things that we'll need to know, and that people need to know what they need to bring and how they need to bring that and when. That's a big thing too. If you need something beforehand, we'll need to know that. So, and then huge end is filling out this weekend survey. How did it go? Who did you talk to? Did you have any spiritual conversations with people that you ran into on the day? Or maybe it's somebody that signed up for your project that you might have been able to say, here, this is what being a hands and feet of Christ is all about. We want to know those stories. We want to know the stories from the day. We want pictures for the time. And that becomes so important as we put up a display, and that the church as a whole gets to see exactly what you've been doing, how you have been the hands and feet of Christ. So those are the kind of things we expect from you, and appreciate getting onto that, like I've said, getting onto that right after you viewed this video. As I said before, you're the one who makes this a success. You're the one who really helps people feel productive and needed. Nothing's worse, I'll tell you. And if you've been part of those projects where maybe they ended up with too many people, there's not enough work for everybody to do. I blocked out this day and now I'm useless. Those are things that we'll talk about here in a second, but you're the one who makes the difference in that. Several years ago, my family went to Disney World in Florida, and it was great because it was near my youngest daughter's birthday. I think she was turning 9 at the time. And so we walked up to guest services. We looked online, see what we need to do. Walked up to guest services. She got a badge that said it's my birthday. And we thought, okay, that's it. That'll be great. All day long, people were wishing her happy birthday, princess. Happy birthday, princess. I mean, people running the Peter Pan ride, from a good, 15 yards away, were hollering out to her, happy birthday, princess. We got on the Buzz Lightyear ride. We got moved up to the front because she had the little pin on. Yeah, the most impressive thing, though, were these two guys. They probably had to be college students or just out of college, and they were heading to their break. They were almost to the gate. You could see their hand on it, but you could see one guy looks over at Claire and then nudges his friend. And they take the hand off the gate and walk back to her. And they both get down on one knee and say, happy birthday, princess. And they got up and walked away. Her day was made with so many people. Luckily, she's an extrovert. But she was so happy for the day. And it really made her feel special. It made us feel special. It made us feel like, okay, we don't have the money, but let's come back again because this is amazing, that kind of service. That's what we're looking for from you as the project manager. That is the very thing of making the day special for everybody by encouragement and having a well thought out and well planned project. Those are the things that are going to make the day go so smoothly. So if you can think through those things, that'll be it. The other thing is that in case you do have a problem, Houston, we have a problem. Don't feel like you're out there on your own. If you do end up with, say, a lot more people than you thought for the project, feel free to call the church. We'll have people who are here, leadership team people who are here at the church, or you might on the day get a card with a couple of cell phone numbers on it. And you'll feel free to call those numbers, and then we'll call around, try to shift around people, to say, hey, over here, we didn't end up with enough people or as many as we were hoping for. So could we get some folks to come over here? There's a project that ends early. And there's people that's like, well, is there anything else for me to do? Because I kind of blocked out the whole day for this. And now, I'm done. What else? There's always that happening. So please don't feel like if you've got an issue with either too many or too few people, feel free to call for that. If you run out of supplies, we've got somebody who runs supplies. We'll go and pick them up for you and bring them back out for you. Now, that's not lunch. Lunch isn't a supply. But, however, if you run low on mulch or flowers or people, we'll be able to help transport and kind of work those out. So don't fret. You will either be instructed as time goes on the day to either call the church, or you'll be given a couple of cell phone numbers, and people will be able to come out and help you. So that'll be excellent. The timeline for our Send Me weekend is very tight, and it'll go very, very quickly. Something our leadership team always says, we need to meet another month earlier than what we do, and we keep meeting that month earlier. And it's just a lot to get in, and time goes so very quickly. So if you could do the things that you've got that you need to do, filling out your project planner sheet, getting that back to your leadership team member just as soon as you can, so that we can collect all this information and have it ready for Christy, who works up our bulletin, have it ready for Candace, who can start looking at slides to show Sunday morning. And we can't do this Saturday, to have it ready for a Sunday. We've got to have it for at least a couple of weeks to give them some time to work up their best our best, to be able to give to God our best. You'll have that as soon as we can get it out to you. Your leadership team member will have the schedule, and they should be able to send it out to you along with your packet. If you don't get a timeline, then be sure and ask for one, because we can definitely get them to you. Again, thanks a lot. We just really, really appreciate you taking the time and the effort to help our church go outside of who we are and help others. It's what God calls us to. It's the example Jesus gave us. We want to be like that. So thank you very much. Appreciate you taking the time to watch. and looking forward to a great Send Me this time. Thanks.